Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
Community means something different to everyone. But for me, it means cheering on those around you during the good times and helping them out during the tough times. I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I've been blessed with the support of my friends, family, coaches, and community throughout my life. When looking for a bank to call home, it was easy to choose Midwest Bank. I never feel like just another customer, and they're proud to support their communities. They love what they do, and it shows. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
LES is proud to be powered by your family, your friends, your neighbors, local people serving local people. Learn more about what a career at LES can offer you at les.com/careers.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Do you have gently used books just waiting to be given new life in the hands of new readers? Linked to Literacy can help. We're gathering books for our second annual Wordstock event at Antelope Park on August 24th. It's a community-wide book swap where people can shop for free books and enjoy fun activities. From now until August 19th, you can drop off your book donations at several locations throughout Lincoln. So gather up books for both kids and adults and find a collection site near you at linktoliteracy.org. Then plan to join the fun on August 24th.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Friday, everybody. This is the Happy Hour, special 2-hour edition of the Happy Hour. Adam Carricker had something come up and is busy taking care of business. So it is I, Rico, joining you, a regular person on the Happy Hour, but not joined by my regular co-host, Nick Sainert. I am joined by my former Ticket Water Cooler co-host,
That's
Jake
right.
Bakovin. Bach, how you doing, man?
Hey, the water cooler's back. It's good to see it. Well, it's not necessarily around here. They're
Technically,
actually
no.
physical water.
There is no water coolers.
Neither is the show, but at least for now we can pretend, and that's always fun. So shout out to the Ticket Water Cooler, RIP forever. But in any case, it is good to do some radio with you. It's always fun when you we obviously talk all the time and back and forth and sometimes on air together, but it's always fun right before the season to jump in with somebody that you don't typically do radio with, because you can kind of reset thoughts and expectations. We've been having conversations with our separate co-hosts and kind of get into our own comfortability. Okay, well, I know what they think about this.
Mhm.
I know, everything Husker related. And so a new show with a like you said, an old friend, a good friend,
Exactly.
but not somebody I've done radio with here in the last couple of weeks. So it kind of refreshes our Husker football season anticipation, excitement, and thoughts and concerns going into it.
I got to check in on Bach. I got to see if he still feels the same way. How do you feel about the expanded playoff, Bach?
I hate it. This is the worst
knew it.
worst start to the regular season. I'm still seriously having it's going to be an adjustment. And I think it's going to be adjustment for college football fans too. because it's the first year in doing it. So I think you still have this feeling of like, man, if they lose, this is going to put them in the wrong direction. You know, you still have that kind of typical college football feeling, but in reality, you know, teams can drop one or two, and you know, depending on the schedule, depending on where you are in the conference race, it'll hurt. But it's kind of, you're going to have to adjust yourself to kind of thinking like an NFL regular season. You know, a little bit more on the games, because you know, we've seen NFL teams be able to get in at like 9-7 and stuff like that. That's going to be a little bit more difficult, but I don't think I have the note in front of me. I can't remember who did it. It was Dennis Dodd or somebody that looked at every year since the 1998. So they basically did the current playoff system, how it would have played in every year. And I think more often than not, there's a 9-3 team in. So it's going to be an adjustment, and it's going to hurt my longstanding love of basically every week is an elimination game for somebody or somebody's out. Of course, with the expanded to the 4 teams, that already was somewhat the case. But yeah, it's different. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm still very excited for college football. Very excited to see the helmets collide. The teams, you know, like the Georgia Clemsons. I mean, some of these games, you know, this season maybe it is with the more of the playoffs. There seems to be more, and certainly with the conference realignment, there's more big time matchups. But it's going to be a bit of an adjustment. I'll still have fun. I'll be excited. I've always said on a one-off, I would love a year of a playoff because it would just be catastrophe and craziness. But in the long term, I do think, and I hate to say it, because I've always hated people say this in the past, because as college football changes, and then, you know, everybody, you know, you have older generations. Well, I liked it back in my day, and
I liked it back when they just voted for a champion.
Right.
They didn't play the game. They were just like, yeah, this team wins. They look really good.
I like, for some reason, when the number 1 team played the 11th team, and that's just how the championship game was determined.
You're like, this is the national championship. Unless they lose, then it wasn't the national championship game.
So I mean, I do think there's a lot of excitement, and you know, I think it makes sense to a certain degree to get to where you want to, but I am going to miss the college football regular season. And I think over the years, well, I know, I think over the years, I think I'm going to miss it more, though. I think this first year, like I said, I think I'm going to kind of, you know, love the newness of it. But and I say that too, not just to bring in the playoffs and the regular season, which has long been our debate, but I think the NIL and all that stuff, as we adjust to that, you know, I do think that in a few years, I'm just going to look back and say, man, I miss college football like it was, but I'm going to love new college football too. So,
like, as you age, as every generation gets older, they always miss what once was. So we'll look back on the early 2000s, early 2010s, all of those football years that we got to be a part of and watch and listen to, and we're going to miss it, of course. But I'm excited for the future and this college football playoff, because although we keep saying it, and I do agree that you're going to have teams that, they lose a game or two and they're still going to be in it. I still believe that it matters for it, that only has a purpose for certain teams. If you're an Alabama, a Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, those teams, you lose a game or two, you're still in the playoff hunt. But if you're a team like Nebraska, who finds their way moving up into the top 25, up into the top 12, right, up into the top 14, and you let's say Nebraska starts 7-0, they move up into the top 16, right? If you lose a game or two after that, it really doesn't matter if you only lose a game or two after that, because to me, it matters where you start at the beginning of the season. And we've seen it year in and year out where teams in the top 10, you have a team that ends up unranked. And that's where people are going with now. And a lot of people are picking Texas for some reason. But if Nebraska ends up surging into the top 25, into the top 16, if they lose a game or two, I don't see them still, you know, keeping that spot in that top 14, because you're going to have teams like Ohio State, Oregon, potentially Michigan, Penn State, those teams in the Big Ten that still have good enough records, still have 1 or 2 losses on their records. And it's going to push Nebraska out if they end up losing a game. So although we want to say that matters and the regular season is all for naught if you lose a game or two, there are certain teams who have that luxury. If you're a team in the SEC or the Big Ten that doesn't have that power dynamic or that extra oomph to your name, if you're losing, you're not going to get that love towards the end of the season unless you find yourself in the conference championship game. And that's a whole nother discussion, because I was having a conversation with, it was either Austin or Nick, I think it was Nick the other day, where I was saying, do you want to have a team? If you're a team, Do you want to play in that conference championship game and get that extra game? Or would you rather be that third place team in the Big Ten and the SEC? Those are the only teams that are conferences that are going to get 3 or 4 teams in. Do you want to be that third place team so that, you don't get the conference championship? You're not going to be a Big Ten or SEC champion, but you'll still make the playoff. And then, maybe you end up facing the group of 5 best team, or you end up facing the 4th or 5th best team in the SEC, or the 2nd best team in the Big 12, like a team that you potentially know that you're better than, or feel that you're better than, as opposed to going up against, if you're the 2nd best team in the Big Ten, Ohio State or Oregon, or going up against Georgia and getting your team beat up. You have that week off. And then, yes, you're still playing that extra game because your conference champion has a bye going into that being a top 4 team, but you'll play a lesser team, a team that maybe isn't as physical or isn't as fast or athletic.
Yeah, it's interesting, that conference championship discussion. I think that they've done a good job, at least with the top 4 conferences, which aren't built the same, right? So it's not, it's always funny that in college football or in any sport, you're trying to find, equity. You're trying to make it fair. And there's no way to do it.
Fair.
I don't care if you win the Big Ten and the SEC, it's going to be different based on ranking and who you'll play. Yes, but that's not the same as winning the Big 12 or the ACC. And they're all going to get the same, basically the same reward, which is a first round bye. So at least you've got that. So I think that's where the argument is. Yes, I'd still rather be in the conference championship game because you maybe be able to jump up there and get a bye when you maybe otherwise wouldn't deserve it. And I think it also is good, though it hurts Nebraska, and it's and again changes what we view college football, is that all the conferences have agreed, all right, the division stuff that can't really work in this model because you don't want, a team that's wins the Big Ten West, not even ranked, gets an upset in the Big Ten championship game. Then not only are they in the playoffs, but they get the first round bye.
All of a sudden, you get an 8 and whatever Northwestern team. They're just like, we got hot at the right time.
It's like, we're the Big Ten West champs. So I think that they, it's been thought out, and so I think that's a good way of trying to keep conference championships important. But in college football in general, and that's why when you look back at yesteryear, and I liked college football specifically compared to many other sports, is because you could have so many teams win a bowl game or finish the season hot and win a bowl game and feel like they've got momentum, feel like they had a good season, feel like, now that you've expanded the playoffs, the bowls are just, they still make money, so they might still play them. We've already seen what they've become into. They're not getting better. They're going to get worse. And so now your sport is just so championship focused that there's not really room for this other stuff. Now, there's been talks about the group of 5 playing a separate playoff. And when I thought about that, I kind of thought, okay. And then people would say, well, it's kind of like the NIT of college football. And I thought, you know what? That's actually a good idea. Put an NIT of college football, not the top 12 teams, not the group of 5, but the other teams in there.
Yeah.
And I think you could still, and in that way, you could still build in, a playoff, an excitement, and a reason to play some of these other Boca, bowls and Boca Raton or wherever you're playing them. And
you win that, you go on to the next one.
And so, because that's what I thought was like, would I watch a group of 5 playoff? Yes, but I'd also like 1 or 2 Power 5, Power 4 teams thrown in there, and so it kind of just leads you to think, well, maybe you should just have the top 25 or, whatever number you want to get, even number, have separate playoffs, have an NIT of college football. And I think that would be more interesting in a bowl system than just all these bowls they're glorified exhibitions with guys not playing. I think a coach I can't remember which coach it was, but I was reading it and he partially blamed losing the bowl game to the fact that he was recruiting. He wasn't really paying attention to game planning for that.
It's like,
bowl.
I didn't care.
Yeah,
it
like
didn't matter
this
for us.
this is not a game that matters.
The only problem with that NIT of college football is that your best group of 5 team isn't going to be there.
Right.
The best team out of all of those teams isn't going to be there because they're going to be in the big boy playoff. They're going to be in the college football playoff. So that would be my only issue with that, because they're not going to say no to that to play in the NIT of college football type playoff.
People have said, would you rather go get beat in that playoff or go try to win your own group of 5? And I think that's absolutely silly. You go and try to win the real championship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a chance that you win. Like everybody's just automatically assuming, oh, Liberty goes into it or I can't think of any other
even
really
winning
good
a
ones.
game will change your program, attendance, all that sort of stuff.
Like you have a group of 5 team that goes in there and somehow upsets a Power 5 team. That's fantastic. You always hear about teams that win national championships, and for a group of 5 team beating a let's just say Michigan in the first round of the college football playoff would be not a sort of like a pseudo national championship.
Yeah.
You hear about teams who win national championships, the attendance at their school explodes the next year. They get a ton more people who want to attend that school because you want to go to a school. A lot of people want to go to a school where the football team is good. That's just a fact. It doesn't, regardless of all the other sports, no offense to any of them, but if the football team is good, a lot of people want to.
Well, even like a Florida
Gulf
there. Coaster in basketball, they do this too. So
exactly,
it is more so football.
You make a magical run in the Final Four, you're going to get a whole bunch more people who are going there. No offense to VCU, but a lot of people had not heard of VCU who are not from the East Coast or from that region of the country. But they make that magical run in the NCAA tournament. All of a sudden, you start seeing VCU every year almost in the NCAA tournament. People are like, oh, I remember that one time. Yeah, we should pick them. And people want to attend those colleges. So it's great for money. It's great for attendance at these schools. And of course, you're going to want to go to the big boy playoff. And even if people just assume you're going to lose, there's still a small chance that you get at least one upset, and all of a sudden you're the kings of the world. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves a good underdog story. That's just how it works.
They'll make a movie about it. Yeah, pretty much.
If somebody makes a run in the college football playoff and makes it to the championship, you might get a movie.
Yeah.
You might get a movie, and then all of a sudden your campus is on the big screen. So, but that's that. Talking about the college football playoff here on the first hour of the happy hour here. Bach, myself here. Nick will be joining in the next hour. But when we come back, I know Bach has an entire sheet of things that he wants to get to. So we'll let Bach get to some of that, and we'll discuss a whole bunch of it. And I want you guys to join in on the conversations as well. Give us your take on the again. I know it's far removed, but your week 0 takes on the college football playoff. And I have a couple of stats. I know we keep talking about Nebraska's offense and how improved it's going to be, but I want to get into something that grinds everybody's gears. Some third down statistics, offensively and defensively for Nebraska, where they ranked last year, and what would be a good percentage or would be a successful percentage for you guys. What your thoughts are on that. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Sartor Heyman text line. This is the happy hour. Shout out to our wonderful sponsors, Empire Fence and Netting. We will be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
To an end, and it's time to get into proper shoes. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this August with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoe with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. Don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start the fall season off right with the August athletic shoe sale at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
The 2024 Nebraska football season is here, and we need you to be a part of the Sea of Red Memorial Stadium this fall. A limited number of Husker football single-game tickets are on sale now and are only available while supplies last. Don't miss out on any of the action this season by getting yours before it's too late. To purchase your Husker football single-game tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers. Strike three, you're out! Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. This plane is not going to Jamaica, although I would love to go to Jamaica.
You ever been?
I've never been.
Neither have I.
I don't have a passport, which I feel like is bad.
Well, if you're not traveling anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not going out of the country.
Yeah, well, then you don't need one.
The most out of the country I've been is Puerto Rico, but it's a territory of the U.S., so I didn't need a passport.
Fair enough.
So I don't know. I should get a passport. I again don't plan on traveling anywhere, but
once you get one, you feel like you should
I have to get it stamped. I'll just go to Canada.
Well, yeah, you could do it.
Just like drive up to Canada. I can drive up to Canada, right?
I learned something about Canada the other day. Is that with that just like you know how big Canada is?
Yeah,
I think like 90% of the population is in just a very low.
Yeah, like right on the border of like Canada,
like
and the
in
United
Montreal
States.
or something.
Yeah, like it's all right there.
Yeah,
nobody.
I had no clue, but it makes sense because of how cold it's gonna get.
Nobody lives any further north. It's just trees and moose.
Yeah,
mooses.
Moose.
Icy moose. I don't like that plural.
Multiple moose.
As I was saying before we went to a break, Nebraska's offense and defense. Well, the offense is thought to be vastly improved off of last year's offensive fiasco, I guess we'll say.
Yeah.
And the defense, although missing some key pieces, is thought to take a step forward from their top 20 finish last season. But looking at something that, again, as I mentioned before, grinds everybody's gears, something that everybody can agree is annoying. Third down conversions, offensively and defensively. It seemed last year that Nebraska's offense couldn't stay on the field, while Nebraska's defense did a decent enough job of getting themselves off the field. Maybe not with turnovers, forcing turnovers, but just stopping teams from converting and being able to get into the end zone, kick field goals, what have you. Well, looking at the percentages, in terms of third down conversion percentage for the offensive side of the ball, Nebraska ranked 75th last year, right behind Kentucky, right ahead of Tulane, when they converted 37.9, 40% of their third downs. They converted 58 of their 153 third down attempts.
That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
Like, not as bad as you would think.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you're thinking about it and you think to last year and you're sitting there and trying to go through all of the games that you sat through, you're sitting there looking at Nebraska play. It's a third down, and you just assume, they're not going to get this. They converted on 40% of their third downs.
Which is interesting, too, because I think last year's personnel was difficult to get a third and long, right? So it had to be third and short. This year, I think they're going to be able to, if you get behind, you get a false start, you get a sack, they're going to be able to make up for that a little bit. So given the fact that they scored 18 points per game, that they turned the ball over so much, you never want to be top 75, right? I mean, that's not necessarily your goal, but that's actually not too bad.
And if you think about it, the top team in the country at converting third downs was Georgia, and they were at 55%. They converted 91 of their 165 third downs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Somewhere around 50% sounds good. Anything over 50%, my goodness, are you moving the ball?
There were only 5 teams at or above 50%. UCF, Liberty, Oregon, LSU, and Georgia.
Sounds like a lot of very, very skillful, talented offenses that we remember from last year.
Some pretty high-flying offenses there in the top 5 of third down conversions. Again, the only 5 that were at or above 50. The next closest was UNLV at 0.493 and Oklahoma at 0.492. So again, some high-flying offenses that were able to convert third downs at a decently high rate. Nebraska was sitting at, what did I say, 47%?
37?
37? Yeah, 47 would be really nice. No, 37%, 40% of their third downs they converted on. And on the defensive side of things, they were 44th in the country, right behind Tulane. Nebraska and Tulane seem interchangeable in a lot of these statistics for some reason.
Shout out Tanner Lee.
And right ahead of Akron. They held opponents to 36%. Nebraska did 36% third down conversions. Opponents converted 66 of their 180 third downs. And again, something that if you sit back and you think about the times when you were watching games last year, you thought to yourself when watching, Nebraska's going to give up this third down because they can never get off the field. Nebraska, they get into these great situations and then they allow a third down, whether it's third down and long and they allow a long pass, or a quarterback breaks contain and gets the first down, or it's third and short and Iowa runs a quarterback sneak and it goes for 6 yards for some reason.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because I think with where Nebraska's defense obviously ended up, points per game, total yards, all that, it's kind of top 20 area. So that's kind of good to hear in a way that you say, okay, there's a room where they could improve. There's a spot where if we're looking for this defense to get better, because I think there is a lot of a thought, okay, the offense is going to get better. And naturally, maybe that's going to be, if they score more, there's going to be more possessions. It might ultimately statistically kind of hurt the defense a little bit, even if it could get into that category. But ultimately, I think most people want, okay, defense, even if you play where you were last year and we get a bump in the offense and you could win 7, 8, 9 games. But there are those areas and turnovers to be included. Nebraska needs to create some turnovers. We've heard that from Coach Rule in the offseason. Third down defense, I know, was something that they circled. And so, I mean, because that's a good number. But again, we're talking about going from a good defense to a great defense to an elite defense. Let's borrow that word from Matt Rule. I'll say it all the time. Yeah. And so, by the way, I was thinking about that the other day. Who'd he say? Okay, so he was saying with Javen Wright when he said that He's been playing elite out there. I thought in the past, like, if we heard that from a coach, we would say, oh my goodness, they just lost somebody that was really coming on.
Yeah.
But now that Matt Rule says elite all the time,
it's
it
like,
did
yeah.
not even, I didn't even think about it. I was
Didn't
like,
even
yeah,
register.
sure, everybody plays elite for Matt Rule. I know that.
Didn't even register. So when Javen Wright, when they announced that he was gone for the season, I posted a clip.
But he's not gone for the season,
or
is he?
gone for indefinitely.
Yeah, indefinitely.
Not for the season, indefinitely, and could come back this season. I posted a clip because me and Nick were talking about it on the happy hour, and I got a couple comments that were saying, "Oh, this." I said that it was a huge loss, right? I still think it's a huge loss, but there were a couple people who were like, "This isn't huge. He's a sixth-year senior. He didn't declare for the NFL. He came back. Some people were like, oh, he's not that good. He's a pretty good defender. He wasn't even going to start." I'm like, no, this guy is a not an integral piece, but a key piece on this defense for what he is able to do. Again, he's not, to borrow a word from Matt Rule, elite at one specific thing, but his ability to cover wide receivers, tight ends, running backs out of the backfield, his ability to stick his nose in there during the run, his ability to rush the passer, the size, speed, length, athleticism that he has at that position that he was going to play, that rover linebacker or wherever he was at. He's not quite a safety, he's not quite a linebacker, but the abilities that he has were so good for Nebraska, or so great for Nebraska's defense, that I think losing him for an extended period of time, again, I don't think is going to push the defense back all that much, but having him out there certainly was a luxury.
Yeah, 6'5", lengthy linebacker. I think he was second on the team in tackles
He had
last year.
50-some tackles, 2 interceptions, 1.5 sacks, and like a forced fumble.
Yeah, and he did. He got a few, playmaking. If anybody was, and Tommy Hill certainly with his 4 picks would be in that category. But if anybody from the linebacker room would start kind of get that playmaking moniker, it would be him. I don't necessarily feel like you lose a lot by throwing, Bayer in there. They've got a few depth pieces that's like, okay, they might all be kind of in the same category to a degree there, but you do lose depth in my mind, and he's at the top. And I trust the coaches, and based on his play last year, he's at the top of that. It might not be a wide margin. Again, so kind of your injury above replacement might not be the biggest deal there. But as far as depth goes, if you start to have too many more injuries in that linebacker room, then you do kind of start to wonder. And then the other thing is, how good is Shavers? We know he's been getting a lot of praise. They're probably, as usual with the true freshman, will probably start to make a lot of his impact on special teams, and hopefully we can see that. But when will he be ready to be an every down player? You might have to work him into that kind of mid-season. And so it will be interesting to see if they can kind of keep that depth up. The other thing is, it's such a good defensive line that they're behind. So even if you do have a subpar linebacker back there, that should be able to make up for it a little bit. And I think that's just kind of interesting, whether it's right or just talking all together, is that this defense, and I called it last year kind of a no-name defense because it was rising up the national ranks. And there's not necessarily 1 or 2 players that you really peg like, this guy's really good. Now over the offseason, it's kind of developed into that. It's kind of interesting. I know Nat Schutmacher with his wrestling and just, being the size that he is starting to get kind of talk about, okay, he's going to be a top, first couple rounds picks if things play out like he did last year. I think Robinson certainly has that opportunity. I think Tommy Hill's been now pegged in the first round. So you're starting to kind of get out of the no-name part of the defense, and it's all a bunch of guys that kind of have decided to stick around and play for Coach Tony White. So, we'll see. But, as far as that third down defense goes, you feel like the pieces are there. Going into last year, I don't know if you felt that way, but they've proven it. And now that no-name defense is starting to have some names to it.
Yeah, you've got those big dudes on the defensive line who will hopefully be able to. You think about different types of third downs, right? Third and short, third and long, third and mid. You've got the big dudes on the defensive line who, if it's third and short, will be able to stuff the run. You've got the athletic dudes in the backfield and in the defensive backfield who, if it's third and long, will be able to stop the pass. And that third and medium, the defensive line, the linebackers, regardless of who's back there in the linebacking core, the depth, as you said, and then the multiple different bodies that are back there should be able to, again, be able to stop whatever offense, whatever they decide to do, whether it's run, pass, whatever. So Nebraska's third down defense, I'm hoping, not expecting, hoping for it to improve on its 36%, 36.7%
allowance of third down conversions of opponents. And the offense, I mean, we'll see. You got a true freshman quarterback. You've got some new weapons. You've got 2 new weapons as your top 2 receivers. Still trying to figure out who's going to be starting in that running back, in that backfield there. And then you have some tight ends who still need to make their marks. So it's going to be, again, should be an improved offense, and we'll see how much better on third down, at least they'll be getting this season. But with that, we're going to go to another break. Again, Box got some stuff on his sheet that he's going to want to get
Trev
to.
Alberts.
Some Trev Alberts talk, some Texas A&M talk. I don't know why we want to do that. And there's a couple texts that came in that I do want to address that we're talking about the college football playoff, and one about more possessions. If it comes from Scapers, says if we score more, there will be more possessions. Whoa, let's pump the brakes. We'll get to those texts and some of Box thoughts up next on the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike 3, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket. Are you ready to join a family-owned local company that values innovation, integrity, and excellence? Look no further than Lincoln Industries. They're hiring for first and third shift production roles, as well as multiple engineering and sales positions. Whether you're an engineer ready to design groundbreaking solutions or a sales professional eager to connect with clients, they've got a place for you. Come join their family. Visit www.lincolnindustries.com for more information.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, probably sunny skies with a high around 85. Tonight, probably cloudy skies, but showers and storms arrive late, still low around 70. And tomorrow, decreasing cloud cover throughout the day. Will be hot with the high around 95. Meteorologist Kyle Buckner from 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
When I gave you the cookie, I heard very clearly, I don't think about you, Schmidt.
Why would I think about you?
Because we're friends. We're not animals.
We're men. The only time a man is allowed to think about another man is when that man is Jay Cutler.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of a pseudo ticket water cooler on the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket. Bach, Rico, bringing you all the fun. We love talking to each other. It's great. It's a grand old time. We're reading some text from the text line. And, of course, our good friend, Wet Blanket, chimes in. We love Wet Blanket, don't we, Bach?
Oh, yes. Yes. His name implies that he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a ton of fun. A ton of fun. Wet Blanket has 4 things that he wanted to make sure that we knew. Wet Blanket says, when will the first group of 5 team win? I'm going to go through these, and I'm just going to let you know in very short words how right or wrong he is.
Okay.
When will the first group of 5 team win a game in the college football playoff? I'm guessing never. You're wrong. It depends on matchups. They could win easily. Not easily, but they could win.
Tulane beat USC a couple years ago.
There you go.
Sugar Bowl, I think it was.
Yeah.
One of those bowls. One of the major bowls.
One of the big bowls.
Yeah.
When will the first team without a first round bye win a national championship? Never. So you tell me a second place team in the SEC or the Big Ten doesn't have a chance of winning a national championship? I would disagree. The New York Giants did in the NFL twice.
Well, to your point, too, didn't like Georgia and Alabama kind of switched doing that, where one of them would win the SEC and then the other would win.
One of them is not going to be the champion and not have a first round bye, and you're telling me they're never going to win? Hard to agree with that. How many of the 12 playoff teams will be on preseason top 10? I'm guessing 8. Yeah, I could get down with that. Are you trying to say how many of the preseason top 10 will be in the playoff this year, or how many of the teams in the playoff will be in the top 10 next year? I don't know how the question is supposed, or how this is.
I think, but to his point, I think what he's saying is there's about 6 or 7 programs that are going to be at the beginning of the season or at the end of the season likely in the conversation.
I just do not disagree with that. Yeah. That is true. I agree with you, Wet Blanket. Expanded playoff just made regular season irrelevant for the entire Power 5. That one's not a question, but you're still wrong because there's only Power 4.
Got him.
Got you, Wet Blanket.
Say that again, though.
Expanded playoff just made regular season irrelevant for the entire Power 5.
Yeah, see, I do agree with him then.
Yeah, I know you do.
Not irrelevant, less relevant.
Less relevant. I still think it's relevant. It's irrelevant for the top 3 teams in the Big Ten and the SEC. It is still relevant for
every other team in both of those conferences and the ACC and Big 12 because they still need to win enough games to make the playoff.
How
like
much like
win it? Like you still have to win your conference title to automatically get in. And then if you're the second best team in the Big 12, you're not automatically getting in. If you're the second best team in the ACC, you're not automatically getting in. So it's still the regular season still matters for a certain group of teams, and it's the teams that aren't every year the best teams in their conference. So if you're Clemson lately, if you're
like Missouri last year,
Missouri, like you're close, but you're not quite the best team, you still might not get in. So you still gotta do the work in the regular season to make it to your conference championship and then win it to automatically get in.
It's not that the regular season doesn't matter. It's that each regular season game matters less.
It's a little watered down.
Yeah. And so like I'm interested to see what Michigan, Ohio State looks like this year, where there's so much pressure on Ryan Day to beat Michigan. But in that game, it kind of goes back to that question that you had earlier. If both of them are entering rivalry weekend, the last weekend of the regular season, pretty clearly going to the playoffs, it might be this very weird dance of like, do we want to win, lose, go to the conference championship game, then win, lose that one? Like, are you better off losing that game, not being in the conference championship game, still getting in, and being 11-1, probably. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, you'd have to see there. You'd probably need 2 losses for somebody else to jump ahead of you to get into the Big Ten championship game. So it's just one of those things you kind of have to let it play out and see what it looks like. And it's going to be like the BCS. They're already doing it, where the thing, whatever is wrong, whatever's we deem wrong with the playoff, they will tinker with it like they did with the BCS every year and try to say, okay, well, we didn't really have our plans for that. So here's this. This is going to be put in place, and that's going to fix this in the future. It'll never happen again. You'll have a new problem the next year.
Exactly. You will never have it perfect, and everybody will always disagree with something. But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
And I am totally on board with every single second of it. That's it. That's all I have about that. We had a couple more texts that I want to get to. Raider fan says, I'm excited to see if there's a March Madness-ish result to this playoff. Will there be a Jimmer/Kemba type quarterback who goes on a crazy run in the playoffs that increases their draft stock?
Oh, yeah. Draft stocks are going to go up like crazy. Going to be considerably different. If somebody does make a Cinderella run, you bet. So, yeah, it's going to be. And again, I was just thinking in my head, too, man, I missed 1998. Well, there's special things about that.
That was just going through your head?
That was just going through my head.
Just randomly? You're just like,
1998 was among my favorite college football seasons ever. And it was because I was thinking, that's when we finally got to the point of, man, it's going to be 1 versus 2 this year. That's crazy. But I mean, there's again, and I set it off as own somebody who's been against the expanded playoffs. I lost the battle. Like, there's no reason for me to keep arguing about it.
You were never going to win.
I didn't win. I lost. But in any case, there's still going to be excitement and fun regardless from it, and you can't argue that. I mean, it's more football. It's the top teams. It's single elimination. You got home sites in there. I mean, there's a lot to like about what they're going to have here, and yeah, I can't wait for the stories. Which are going to be fun and kind of have your different magical runs. And it's just, and then you're going to have years, to be quite frankly, kind of like this year with the Celtics, where it wasn't really a magical run. It just kind of laid out in front of them. And I'm a biggest Celtics fan. I think this happened with the Lakers in the bubble. I think this happened, it's happened a couple times in the NBA. But we'll see if there's that many upsets that kind of usher in an easier path for somebody, because I think the expectation is that it will not. To the text earlier, is that I do think, and I think this is the majority thought, is you can expand this thing 12, 24, 36, 130. You do whatever you want. You're going to have the same 6 or 7 programs in the final 8 year after year. And once in a while, one will change. LSU will have a down year, right? Ole Miss will jump up, and then Ole Miss can't sustain that. LSU's back. And so you'll kind of just kind of cycle through that. And I do think that that's going to be hard to knock off. But again, that's one of those things that you go back and say, well, then there's something wrong. That's how it's always been in college football.
Yeah.
There are always those programs. And throughout time, teams will maneuver in and out. And Nebraska's just kind of a long ways away from that, as we know. But, you have certain questions about, like a Dabo Swinney. in his 6-year run, I heard Joe Klatt say this the other day, that they had maybe one of the best 6 years runs in college football history, and we just don't acknowledge it because it was during the most like dominant 15-year run with Alabama.
Yes.
And so, but I think that he made the point that run by Clemson is more the norm rather than the Alabama one where it just stays there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what Nebraska got with their embarrassment of riches through the Tom Osborne and of course Bob Devaney before him. Was rather just stay there. They're just every year they're a top 10 team battling for a championship. And so, even, Georgia, Ohio State, some of these teams that have been able to stay in that group, there is going to be a time where it's going to fall down. And that's where Alabama is right now are they going to be the same Alabama they were with Nick Saban? And it's going to be hard to see that level of sustainability.
Hey, Kalen DeBoer doesn't lose. Everywhere he's gone, he's won.
I've noticed that.
Which is going to be really annoying.
At Alabama.
It's going to be really annoying if Alabama just continue. They're just like, oh, we didn't even need Nick Saban.
Do you hate Alabama?
I don't.
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah.
Like late 2000s, early 2010s, hated them, despised them because I was like, they're just too good. This is annoying and I hate it. And now I think I've come to the realization, kind of something that I've tried to fight back with, or not fight back with, but fight with people about LeBron James is like, okay, this is greatness and you just have to accept it. Like, don't hate it right now, accept it and enjoy it because at some point it's going to be gone and you're going to look back and say, I shouldn't have been such a hater and refused to acknowledge and watch this just because I disliked it, because it was a fun time watching Alabama just dominate everybody. And then now Manti Te'o is an analyst and he's talking about that national championship and he's like, yeah, no, it wasn't great. They were way too physical.
Yeah.
And some of those teams for Alabama for Nick Saban were just disgustingly talented. And you look back now and you see how many people that maybe they didn't get drafted, but just guys on that roster where you're like, that was an amazing college football player. And no, I'm going to be really annoyed if Alabama just continues their success with Kalen DeBoer, just because I thought they were done. Nick Saban retired. And I was like, yeah, they're done. And then they hired DeBoer, and I go, oh, yeah, that was like their 6th pick. And then you go back and look at what DeBoer's done everywhere he's been. You're like, damn.
Yeah. They're likely to be good.
This is going to work, isn't it? And then you look at the recruiting classes he's assembling, and yeah, not feeling great about this.
But keep in mind, too, this is the time for, I just can't wait for some of these matchups, even in week 1 where you have Florida and Miami.
Yep.
Both those coaches are not sitting pretty. In Miami, there's a belief that they've made it, but they did, or that they're going to make it this year.
Mm-hmm.
But they did, of course, lose on a decision not to down the ball against Georgia Tech last year in the victory formation. So there's a little bit of heat on Mario Cristobal, and if he loses that game to Florida in week 1, and so I just love the stories that are coming into this thing. And obviously, Billy Napier is just going to be every week is he going to make it?
Is this every week? If they don't win, he's gone.
He's kind of this year's Scott Frost.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan. I just saw somebody post a frost warning thing from a few years ago.
Oh, goodness.
In the Coke bottles in the stores.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like frost warning. I'm like, oh, man, we had some fun with that for a while. Bach, it was great to be back with you.
Yes, it was.
I appreciate you stepping in and doing this hour with me. Go have fun in the production studio. Nick's going to be joining me here for the next hour of the happy hour, the regularly scheduled hour of the happy hour coming up next, 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This Saturday, Fulham takes on Leicester City at 9 a.m., followed by Aston Villa taking on Arsenal at 11:30. On Sunday, Chelsea takes on Wolves at 8 a.m., followed by Liverpool and Brentford taking the field at 10:30 a.m. You can catch all these matches and more at the McKinney's Irish Pub, your headquarters in Lincoln for English Premier League soccer at 8th and P.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Mail. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
The Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's can help take the labor out of your Labor Day. Rest easy with special Labor Day savings, so you can transform your restless night into a perfect sleep. And it all starts on a new Serta Perfect Sleeper mattress, now with up to $700 in Labor Day savings. Or you can get up to $1,200 off on a new Beauty Rest Black mattress when you add an adjustable base. Plus, get up to 48 months interest-free. Transform your sleep and rest easy this Labor Day in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Friday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico with you. What's up, Rico?
Giller.
How's the day?
Great. Just had a pseudo ticket water cooler with Jake Boxer.
That's right.
It was great. We had fun. We talked about the playoff and how much he hates the playoff.
Which is one of Bach's strongest takes.
It's his thing. It's his thing. He doesn't like the expanded playoff. He thinks it waters down the regular season. He's not a fan of it.
Yeah, waters down. I don't know. I think regular season games are still going to matter quite a bit.
Bach wants it to be just two teams. He wants the old BCS model back.
There was something I will say. I liked the Crystal football better than the college football playoff trophy.
Much better trophy. Much better.
Way better trophy.
Good. I always wondered, dude, can it break? Like if you drop, is it
absolutely? Which is why it was so impressive where they would hold it up and they would actually.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's scary. Like if you dropped it, like if I had it, which I never would, and I dropped it on carpet from just me standing here, and I just dropped it 3 feet up. Would it shatter, or is it thicker than is the glass thicker than that?
I don't know. That's something. I should
ask Tom Osborne. He has 3 of them.
That is true. Can the Crystal football break? Yep. Here we go. How about this?
Oh no.
So this comes from 2012.
Oh, Alabama.
Yes. It's headline: Player's dad breaks Alabama's championship crystal football.
Oh no.
Alabama, the championship dream is intact, but the $30,000 crystal football trophy has been shattered at the University of Alabama. A player's father accidentally broke on Saturday the Waterford Crystal Football awarded to the Crimson Tide after the team defeated LSU. The team was celebrating A-Day, an intra-squad scrimmage that marks the end of spring training, and the trophies were on special display to allow people to take photographs with them. The player's father, who is not being named, bumped the table holding the trophy. The motion yanked the tablecloth, sending the crystal piece to the floor. He feels really bad about it, said Purinton, Alabama's SID. The university has contacted American Football Coaches Association, which owns the pricey crystal ball. A new one will be made for permanent display at the school. This isn't the first crystal football mishap. The University of Florida's 06 championship ball was shattered in 2008, and 2 of them were stolen from Florida State in 04. One little slip and it can bust. You have to keep 2 hands on it.
Okay, so it's pretty. It's not as thick as I thought, probably.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
How about
Can
this?
you imagine
How
being
about
the
this?
dad?
How about this noteworthy piece? Before going on permanent display at the winning schools, the championship crystal footballs travel around the country for events at shopping centers, rallies, and games. Thompson, who was another SID, said a crystal ball has never been broken at a public stop.
That's because everybody's scared to touch it.
Scared to touch it, not allowed to touch it.
Doesn't get too close. Like you're I don't know, 2 feet away, and you're like, it's one of those pictures that people get with the guards at in England.
Yeah,
where you don't stand too close because they yell at you or they bump you.
Ohio Husker says, I hate the new playoff model and paying the players. They are ruining college football. I would say this.
Sorry about it.
For those that are on the fence, and this video is not going to change your mind. If you're looking for just more information on it, Nebraska released a video last night on their like series The Place,
Mhm.
where they talked to Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports. They talked to Troy Dannon, as well as Lexi Rodriguez is on there. And there's one more, the director of NIL, Jonathan Bateman of the University of Nebraska. They talked to those people about how Nebraska is positioned for NIL success in the future. This all comes after, I mean, frankly, Ohio Husker, I hope you weren't listening yesterday then, because as we heard and talked about, Ohio State talked about how some sports are going to feel like club sports because they want to drive up that average annual amount so that way they can pay their football players specifically just more money.
Yeah.
Which, sidebar, speaking of Ohio State, I do not want to talk about Ohio State so much, but
They're really good.
the fact that Ryan Day is on the hot seat is blasphemous.
You know why.
Blasphemous.
You know why. Like, it's not a real, well, it shouldn't be a real hot seat, but you know why.
Because now you have the national pundits talking about it. I saw Desmond Howard come out here and talking junk.
Of course, Desmond Howard talking junk about not only a Big Ten team, but Ohio State. Color me surprised.
So, because he in his theory, and this is sometimes why I hate to like put stock into what people say, is he mentioned you go out and hire Chip Kelly so he can be the head coach in waiting for Ryan Day. No, you go out and hire Chip Kelly because he was a head coach that wanted to get out of the game.
He didn't want to be a head coach.
He didn't want to be a head coach. So he said, here, you know what? I'll take my $1 million a year and I'll go be the offensive coordinator at one of the best offenses in all of college football. We'll bring in not one, not two, but 3 5-star quarterbacks. All right, that's fine. We'll go ahead and go grab the best transfer portal running back to pair with our running back in Travion Henderson, who was the #1 player in all of high school football recruiting a couple of years ago.
Shout out to almost going to Virginia Tech.
And don't forget, you have guys like Emeka Ibuka on the perimeter.
Yeah.
I mean, so
he didn't want to deal with everything that comes with being a head coach. He left UCLA to be the OC at Ohio State. He didn't leave UCLA to be the head coach at Ohio State. That's worse. That's worse.
Also, UCLA, unfortunately, I don't think is going to have a great year.
No. And I'm not saying worse as in like a worse job. I'm saying worse as in like the pressure as being a head coach
Yes,
at UCLA.
the pressure cooker.
The pressure of being a head coach at Ohio State is the pressure is worse.
That's
Not-
right.
Not the teams, if in case anybody would have gotten that out of context.
Ohio State's football schedule, though, by the way, I do some of my favorite games, and we're going to get to see them here in just 2 weeks now.
Week 0, baby.
Well, week 0, which we'll get to later on in the show.
Shout out to Hawaii and Delaware State.
But I do appreciate, the sacrificial lambs that are the Akron Zips this time of year.
Oh, no.
Because Akron goes to #2 Ohio State next Saturday.
Better hope for lightning.
Akron Zips. Yeah. Can we cancel the game?
It's off.
It's done.
We're done.
We're not playing.
We got you a hotel. We're not staying.
We don't want to be here. We live in Akron, Ohio. We don't need to stay in Columbus.
I don't want to stay here.
We're
We're already on the plane. Sorry.
The Akron Zips. They have.
Are they just driving a bus? How
Yes.
close- yeah.
Yes. They have at #2 Ohio State, at Rutgers back-to-back weeks. Then they host Colgate and they go on the road to South Carolina.
That's a tough 4-game stretch.
Yeah, for the Zips. Yeah, it is. Ohio State, though, on the other hand, simple, easy, non-conference slate. They host Akron,
Mhm.
they host Western Michigan, and they host Marshall.
I don't know, man.
But then they go into a conference.
You got to be careful with that Thundering Herd.
Then they go into a conference matchup or conference slate of at Michigan State. That's their first one that they have on the road.
Aiden Childs, we betting the over?
If you bet, take the over. Aiden Childs. They go to Michigan State. They host Iowa. That'll be a bludgeoning. Then the big one on October 12th is #2 Ohio State at #3 Oregon. Oof.
I cannot wait for that game.
That entire week 12 or October 12th slate is really good.
I'm so glad Nebraska has a bye that week.
Well, and then it's after their October 12th game against Oregon, they have a bye before they welcome Nebraska.
Which is just not fair. How dare they?
How dare they have a bye?
How dare you think that you deserve a bye after playing Oregon? You don't need that. You should be playing Wisconsin that next week.
So the October 12th.
Just play USC. Just stay on the West Coast. Play Oregon, then play USC.
So then, Ohio State here in conference play has to play, as of right now, 1, 2, 3, 4 of their 9 games are against ranked opponents.
The Big Ten's just
It's not that it's that bad, right? Or excuse me, it's not that it's not hard for them. I'm getting at. Nebraska, on the other hand, as it stands right now, plays 3 all season long. Ohio State and then 2 fringe top 25 teams in USC and Iowa. In reality, Nebraska's got it pretty smooth.
Yeah, we never got to, and I think we're going to get to it in the next segment, the Big Ten quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And like the how not great they actually are. How it's better than it has been in the past, but it's still not great, at least on Nebraska's schedule.
I was
the
gonna
guys
say,
that they have to face.
That's more so it, is where like Nebraska's defense, we're talking so much about how they have so many returners, right? 9 of their 11, I believe, return. Luke Reimer and Nick Henrich were the 2 departures. But the rest return. The expectation is higher potentially this season. And Nebraska doesn't face a whole lot of great quarterbacks. Shedur's probably going to be in that conversation, so I hate to break it to you guys.
Is Shedur the best quarterback they face all year?
Well, it depends how you view certain guys like Miller Moss or Will Howard on that list.
Shedur's the best quarterback they're going to face all year.
We'll get to that conversation in the next segment because, I mean, you could go through and go, all right, how do you feel about like Purdue, Hudson Card.
Not that high on him.
Or Rourke, Curtis Rourke from Indiana, who's the Ohio Bobcats transfer.
Austin loves him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Curtis Rourke.
There's a difference between I love the idea of this guy. That's how I feel about Max Brosmer at Minnesota. But in the grand scheme of it all, I don't look at him as a top echelon quarterback in the Big Ten.
Do you think Nebraska lucked out not having to face Aiden Childs? Careful now.
I think Nebraska lucked out not having to play Michigan State. I'll say that as a whole.
Okay.
I'll say that as a whole.
Okay.
Wisconsin, right? Does Tyler Van Dyke scare you?
No.
I mean, maybe 2 years ago out of high school, he did.
2 years ago, Tyler Van Dyke. Yeah.
So we definitely want to get to that in the next segment. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961, all places for you guys to get in touch with the program. You guys follow Rico and myself on Twitter, Nick_Sainert, or at Radio Rico AC. We have some Matt Rule audio to get to. He spoke to the media earlier today as well. Still waiting on the media schedule for next week as well, because I don't know if they're going to switch it up. Normally, it's Tuesdays and Fridays is when we get to hear and see some guys, but don't know if that changes at all throughout the week of the game, because next week it's game week. We got that, so we'll talk about that throughout the next 30 minutes of the show or so. We'll also get to week 0 games outside of the one that's happening in Dublin tomorrow. And then
have you seen the helmet for?
I have Georgia Tech.
Oh,
the Celtic on it.
Yeah, like the Celtic knots. Oh, that looks.
Is it Celtic?
Celtic.
It looks really good.
Not Celtic. This isn't Boston.
Yes,
Celtic.
It looks really good. Let's step aside. We'll come back and continue the happy hour sponsored by our friends at Empire Fence and Netting right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been told by your physician that your testosterone level is fine, but you don't feel fine? Get a second opinion. If your testosterone level is 200, 350, even 500, and you still have symptoms, come to Limitless Male. We treat the person and the symptoms, not the number. Our mission is for you to feel optimal again. So if you're tired all the time, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, nothing left in the tank, get your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Are you ready to join a family-owned local company that values innovation, integrity, and excellence? Look no further than Lincoln Industries. They're hiring for first and third shift production roles, as well as multiple engineering and sales positions. Whether you're an engineer ready to design groundbreaking solutions or a sales professional eager to connect with clients, they've got a place for you. Come join their family. Visit www.lincolnindustries.com for more information.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations.
Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Herbie the Fourth ate his first solid food today, prompting a response of nothing but steaks all week for the Nebraska offensive line.
Then Enrique Alvarez Clary.
No more peaches and carrots for Herbie the Seventh. Baby food be damned.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Ticket.
Get your ticket.
I felt like Bill Bush there. The Ticket. Welcome back.
I've been hacked.
Yeah. I don't know if people have realized, because it is kind of just comical at when it happens. He just shouts stuff.
Burr.
He just shouts. That's what Bill does. And I'm aware that Bill will probably text me, but
I hope he does. What's up, Bill? Square up.
One of my one of the friends of the station, next Ag Appraisal and Realty, provided us at the station with quarter zips.
They're beautiful quarter zips.
They're great quarter zips.
Beautiful quarter zips.
And it was funny because Bill read one of their commercials because they opened up a new office in Pender. And
why would he read it?
So I gave Bill a quarter zip, and he texts me that night at like 9:30 at night and just goes, "This quarter zip is incredible."
You think Bill slept in it?
I hope not, because he wore it the next day.
Well, yeah, you sleep in it so you don't have to worry about changing.
Yeah, you don't just hop
you
right
do.
out of bed.
Do you guys understand how easy it is? You just sleep in the clothes you're going to wear the next day. So you just pop out, you go brush your teeth, you're good to go.
I was just like, I go, "That's great, Bill. I'm really happy." And it was a 9:30 text. This quarter, and it was just, instead of quarter zip, instead of spelling it out, it was this 1/4 zip. This quarter zip is incredible. So
QZ zip.
There you have it. Yeah, quarter zip season. All right.
We got a wrong number text.
I know we did.
We're not going to read it.
We're not going to read it.
But I hope that you arrive to your destination, Rosebud, at the correct time.
And whoever you told or you need to tell that you're arriving there, better make sure that they are.
You said that you were going to let them know if you were running late. I don't think they got that. Just going to let you know, Rosebud.
Why is this guy not running? Why is this guy running late?
Hopefully Rosebud's listening.
Anyway.
If not, then this is meaning nothing.
Okay, so we kind of teased it before the break that we want to have the conversation. Nebraska, and this kind of really stems for me specifically. The reason that this came into my head was that we saw Tommy Hill get the mock draft of first round potential
32nd overall
for Tommy Hill,
San Fran.
So not only was that, I guess, a little shocking, but I guess for part of that, Tommy Hill and the rest of Nebraska's defense has a chance to kind of show out, right? You look at who Nebraska specifically is going to be playing and facing off against, and for the most part, the quarterbacks that are going to be lining up across the side or across the way from them aren't all that intimidating. There's no Dylan Gabriel on Nebraska's schedule. There's no Drew Aller on Nebraska's schedule. No JJ McCarthy this year.
Michigan McCarthy at all.
I'm fascinated to see Michigan's quarterback play this year.
It's going to be Alex Orji, isn't it?
Well, we haven't had the starter named yet, but even if it is Alex Orji, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of excitement around it.
He has not thrown a single pass in college football.
And
run a lot, no pass.
Well, and Michigan's MO, we saw it last year, especially in the earlier stages of the season. That was one of the biggest knocks against JJ McCarthy specifically, was that he doesn't have he has experience throwing the football, but he didn't have to do a whole lot.
They didn't throw it very often because all they had to do was hand it off.
All they had to do is guys named Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. And Blake Corum moved on, but Donovan Edwards is still there.
Still there. That's all you needed was those two. And then the defense that they had was able to keep you in games regardless of, well, not keep you in games, kind of take over games if they really needed to. That was an elite defense for Michigan last year. So the lack of, not lack, but the lesser version of quarterback play earlier in the season, because JJ did step it up as the season went on, but the lesser version of quarterback play earlier in the season didn't really matter because you were running the ball all over people and your defense was playing lights out. So now with a quarterback who, again, hasn't attempted a single pass in college football, it seems as if you might be
going right back into that because your defense should still be really good and you still have a Donovan Edwards in the backfield.
So, and I always appreciate Craig because he always is there to temper expectations, or especially around football season. He says, easy there, 93-7, the Kool-Aid, 5-7 again. This is not an indictment of how I feel about the team.
Craig, we
finishing
up. We didn't even give records. We just said that they're not facing elite quarterbacks. Not to say that they're going to win all of those games, but the quarterback play as of right now, the season hasn't started, isn't too terribly scary.
I mean, so just across the conference, right? I think like if you were to go, okay, quarterbacks from last season to now this season, Washington's a great example where, yeah, Will Rogers is an experienced guy, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a Michael Penix?
I like Will Rogers a lot.
Do you view Michael Penix in the same light that you do Will Rogers?
If Kalen DeBoer was still there, yes.
Okay.
But since it's a new head coach, words are so hard. Since it's a new head coach, new offense that they're going to be running.
Jed Fish is obviously there now.
It's going to be I am not as confident in Washington's play, but I do really like Will Rogers as a quarterback.
So, I mean, here's what's there was this list that was sent out, and I don't want to even really look into this as much,
but we definitely should.
But Northwestern is downgraded at quarterback, and that's saying a little bit. Brendan Sullivan wasn't great last year, but Mike Wright,
late transfer in.
Very late transfer in. Also feels like an insurance agent type of name.
That's not a real name. That's the name that your creative player has.
Yes, Mike Wright.
Mike Wright.
Before you edit it.
Yeah.
Before you edit it. Maryland takes a step back from Talia.
Anybody would have been not anybody. Careful now. A lot of quarterbacks would have been a step back from what Talia was able to do at Maryland.
Rutgers takes on Ethan Kaliak-Manis.
Not sure how I feel about him. I think
he was fine. He was fine at Minnesota.
I feel like he was used incorrectly at Minnesota.
So okay, here are quarterbacks. I mean, we can go through this.
Yeah.
Just as an overarching landscape of it. Teams that are ushering in new quarterbacks, upgrade, downgrade.
Okay.
That's how we'll view it.
Okay. One word answer.
Northwestern.
Downgrade.
Maryland.
Downgrade.
Michigan.
Downgrade.
From JJ McCarthy to Alex Orji.
Yeah.
Okay. Minnesota. Ethan Kaliak-Manis to Max Brosmer.
I think upgrade.
I do too. Nebraska. Upgrade. Michigan State. Would you rather have Sam Levitt or Aiden Childs?
Upgrade. Aiden Childs.
Okay. UCLA, Dante Moore or now Ethan Garbers?
I know absolutely nothing about Ethan Garbers. Downgrade.
Okay. Let's see. Indiana, they have that's an upgrade.
Upgrade. Yeah.
Washington. Downgrade. Rico, you have to say downgrade.
It's a downgrade.
Okay.
Just because of the numbers that he put up, but I feel like Rodgers will be able to put up really good, not the similar numbers, but really good numbers.
And one of the last ones we know at USC, Caleb Williams, number 1 overall pick
downgrade.
to Miller Moss. Could be a great player. Could be
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel, still technically a downgrade.
6 touchdowns in a bowl game.
Yeah, Miller Moss. Also does not look like a quarterback.
No.
We saw him at Big Ten Media Days.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
That's it. I saw it. That's it.
That's all we need to say. The USC contingent was fun though. SID was cool. Anyway, so
were they all dressed up? Were they Hollywood?
Yeah.
Was Lincoln Riley Hollywood?
I do appreciate there's this Twitter account that like puts the Mickey Mouse voice over Lincoln Riley. It is the funniest stuff ever.
I'll have to find that.
They just
just whatever he says.
Just whatever. They'll just take his normal press conference and put the Mickey Mouse voice over it.
I need to see that.
But ultimately, it's funny. No, I mean, and Craig, to your point, like, right, I get that what you're saying, the 5-7 again, and there's always somebody that wants to temper expectations and things like that. We're still a week away from the season, but ultimately, a couple more downgrades than upgrades across the entire country or conference, and not to mention Nebraska. We just said it faces 3 ranked teams according to the preseason poll. Now things are obviously subject to change.
Hey, you didn't do
but
State.
Just the same exact way that they can change for the better, they can also change for the worse for some of those. Iowa could struggle immensely. USC could struggle with the quarterback play. USC could struggle defensively, right? And so those are the two of the 3 teams that Nebraska faces. And yes, rankings don't matter, and it's not the end all be all. I get that. But throughout just decision making, quarterback play. We talked extensively last season about how crucial quarterback play is in the Big Ten Conference, especially. And Nebraska was a testament of how tough it can be to win just easy, winnable games with poor quarterback play. And now vice versa with quality quarterback play. We're about to find out what Nebraska can do.
I mean, you look at the quarterback play that Nebraska had last year, and two of the guys who started games for Nebraska transferred out, and neither one of them won the job at their new universities.
Yeah.
One of them lost to another former Big Ten quarterback when Jeff Sims lost the starting job at Arizona State to Sam Levitt. Like it's something to say where, again, two guys who started multiple games for you at the quarterback position, you wonder why you didn't have the greatest of records. They both leave, and neither one of them garner a starting position at their new schools. Like that's kind of, and again, not to take away from them, they're extremely athletic.
It's indicative
guys.
of what Nebraska's quarterback room was like last year.
Yeah, it's just showing you this is what you had. This is the best that you had. And the other one is going to be a backup this year to a true freshman.
Yeah.
Who was extremely talented. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, by the way, that was what's interesting. Don't forget, like Sam Levitt was almost a shoe-in to come to Nebraska at one point too. Until all the Dylan Raiola stuff. Well, until the Cal McCord stuff.
And then the Dylan
Raiola stuff.
Is Will Howard an upgrade or a downgrade from Kyle McCord?
I'm gonna say upgrade just because he.
You could say,
I don't know.
Like you could say he's a proven winner, but so is Kyle McCord. He
lateral
lost one game last year.
Lateral move.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, lateral because Kyle McCord passing wise, I think is better. But in terms of making plays with your feet, I would go with Will Howard.
Okay. All right.
Not to say he can't pass, but he's also going to have a trillion weapons around him.
Yeah. Ohio State's good. I'm excited. Let's talk week 0 college football when we come back with Austin and Strick after this on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddles Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddles Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest, and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddles Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddles Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddles inside Gateway Mall.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Ella Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Look at him and tell me there's a God.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico, and Austin Orman. Stricky will be here momentarily. We hope. We expect Stricky to be here momentarily. Hello, Austin.
Hey, guys.
How we doing?
Doing great. How are y'all? Happy Friday.
Happy week 0 of college football.
We made it.
Woo!
Let's go.
I was looking at, not to look ahead to week 1 because we have to give the proper respect to week 0.
Yeah, how dare you?
But was looking ahead to next Thursday. I like next Thursday slate a lot.
Next Thursday,
Obviously,
read me some knowledge.
Obviously, the North Dakota State Colorado game, which, by the way, Bill Bush thinks it's going to be a blowout. He thinks Colorado wins handily.
Not against that take.
Okay.
I hope he's wrong, but I'm not.
Colorado is currently a 9.5 point favorite in that one.
Only 9.5.
The over under is 58.5 though.
Ooh,
yeah, it seems kind of large.
If you're a betting man, I'd take the over.
Stop. You're not Aiden Childs. We also preseason. Just disclaimer: we do not condone betting. We do not recommend betting. Anything
But if
we
you do
say,
follow our picks,
anything if anything we say regarding picks of games, predictions, do not use them as financial advice. There we go.
We will not help you make money.
We will not. Might also not help you lose money either. So,
I'm just saying.
but do not take it as financial advice.
But seriously,
don't. But you have like there's four ranked teams playing next Thursday. NC State plays Missouri, who I like a lot this year.
Luther Bird the third.
Yes. Name one other player on that team.
Nope.
Brady Cook.
Brady Cook.
Hey.
And 22nd ranked Kansas plays, and 12th ranked Utah plays.
Love Utah.
Okay.
Name somebody else on that team other than Cam Rising.
I love Cam Rising.
Brant Keithy.
There you go.
There we go. See? Thanks, Austin.
Yep.
At least somebody is able to help out.
Kyle Whittingham.
Yeah,
not wrong.
Yeah. There's some interesting names. By the way, guys, just a home run feel or a homer feel. Did you guys see who Baylor's starting quarterback is?
Yep.
Is it your boy?
It is DeQuan Finn. DeQuan Finn, officially Baylor's starting quarterback.
Do they have to announce anything? I think we all figured.
Baylor's starting quarterback.
Have you played with Baylor on College Football 25 yet?
I have not.
He's real good.
Is he good?
He's real good.
Baylor also, I'm trying to figure out when Baylor plays. I would imagine that they're at home. They play Tarleton State.
Oh, Tarleton.
On
Thank you.
Saturday at 6 p.m.
Tarleton State women's basketball came up to Nebraska last year.
Fascinating,
That's the only
Rico.
thing I know about Tarleton State.
Fascinating statement,
There you
Rico.
go. There you go.
Thanks, Rico.
Great
Okay.
colors.
Yep. Thanks, Rico. Tomorrow, though, 10th ranked Florida State against Georgia Tech in Dublin. 11 a.m. kickoff. We don't even have to wait long. Don't worry. It's not on NBC this year, so you don't have to worry about the Jack Collinsworth, Jason Garrett.
Well, Jack's out, isn't he?
Jack's done.
Yeah.
Jack is out.
Yeah.
Jack. They got rid of Chris's son.
Now here's a guy that doesn't have a job at NBC anymore.
You're right. You're right.
Here's a guy.
And walking in the door is a guy who doesn't
looking for
have
a
a job. Is he?
Sorry, Jack, you were fine.
Do you have an Indeed login?
Have you updated your resume?
And then the swivel. No, the slide in. The slide in.
He walks in the door. He slides.
He's sitting in the dining room table. Just now. Here's a guy that doesn't
Do you
have
think
a job.
that's how Jack entered his NBC interview?
I would love to. I would love to think that. No, so yeah, it's on ESPN though tomorrow. Then you have Montana State against New Mexico.
Montana State's favored in that one, I believe.
They are by a large amount.
Really?
Yeah.
If you had to guess, Rico, what's Montana State's
what is
line?
a large amount.
For FCS over FBS.
The over-under is 54.5, which is not very much for how large this line is.
Really? I was gonna say like 21.
Okay, no. 13.5.
Darn it. That's a lot. That's
still-
a lot. That's a
still,
lot for FCS.
13.5. Guys, we also might have to make a pick.
Uh-oh.
We might have to pick these 4 games because Delaware State at Hawaii. So it is a 10:59 p.m. kickoff.
Is everyone there?
What
I
do you
believe they got there.
The over-under is 56.5. Have you seen this, Austin?
I saw it at one point, but not
The
today.
over-under is 56.5.
Uh-huh.
What do you think the line is in favor of who?
I would say Hawaii is favored
Okay.
by 5.5.
No.
The funny line would be 10.5 given the 10.5 hour
Yes,
flight.
you're right.
But I think it's up in the like upper teens to 20s, isn't it?
It is. Hawaii is favored by 40.5.
Oh my.
Hawaii
Dang.
is favored by 40.5.
Is
And
Hawaii-
the over-under is 56.
Oh no.
We're
the question
we're
is-
talking about
That's 48-8.
a 48-8 ball game.
Didn't we have one of those with Michigan last
Yeah, it was
year?
Michigan. It was
49-7.
Michigan and Hawaii.
Oh, what?
Because it was like a 48 point mark or 48 point line.
Yeah, we were like, they have to win like 50-3 or something.
Craig, please encourage Rico to make predictions. His losing record helps.
Hey,
You're welcome.
Rico, last year.
But very bad.
I gotta find that.
I pushed like 3 games, and that was worth 5. So
Rico
that's
was
like
50. Well, first of all, here's the thing. He's had 2 bad years. I mean, 2
have.
sub 500 years.
Not great.
2022, he was 59 and 68. Last year, 63 and 71.
That one was closer.
Yeah, by 1 game.
Yeah, closer.
We also didn't pick as many games.
I know.
So, anyway, so week 0. Are you going to be tuned into the TV all day tomorrow? Is that the plan? Outside of Wordstock, obviously.
I will be at Wordstock in the morning.
Yep.
And for the first time in my life, I'm going to the State Fair in Grand Island.
Are you going to see Raph?
I don't know.
You should stop by.
We have some friends that live out in Grand Island, and then the in-laws in Ravenna. It's their annual harvesting, shucking, bagging corn. And I've been
Exciting day.
I've so
Momentum.
earlier this week. It was 7 years since Olivia and I started dating, and not
Okay.
once have I been out to Ravenna for Kyla Corn Day.
Oh, no.
So we are taking Beckett to the State Fair tomorrow,
Okay.
and then we are seeing the family and helping with corn on Sunday.
Is Beckett
Love how
all
you're-
healed?
Oh yeah, he
he's-
climbed up 14 stairs, our entire
Whoa.
staircase on his own today.
Whoa.
I spotted him.
Did you
but,
move? Did you have you moved the baby gate yet?
We have one at the top of the stairs, and we have the one down at the bottom of the stairs that obviously needs to go up tonight.
I was going to say, wait, so he can go up 14 stairs. You're not comfortable with him going down 14
He hasn't
stairs?
tried necessarily.
Down-
He's good at standing. He'll plop himself down relatively
Okay.
gently, but the stepping down has not happened.
Yeah, down is dangerous.
Yeah.
Up
Down
is
is
fine.
down is scary.
Up is fine. They can go up.
I felt so
They're
bad. I
fine.
was carrying him down the
Down.
stairs, and I missed the bottom step earlier this week.
Yes.
And he let me hear it. First time since we moved into our house like 2.5 years ago that I missed a step, and I freaked the kid out.
He's never going to want to
Dad
walk
fail.
downstairs.
It do be like that.
Now he did it. He's done it fine multiple times this week. So he recovered.
Thunder.com says baby gates are more dangerous for dads than they are safe
Ain't
for
that
kids.
the dang truth?
Do you know how many times?
Ain't that the truth?
We used to have a baby gate that didn't have
Come on.
like a door on it, so you couldn't like open it and walk through. So you had to step over it. And it was at the top of our stairs because everything is at the top of the stairs is downstairs into the basement. So we had it at the top of the stairs. So anytime you had to go down to the basement, you had to step over it, and it was just step over down into a stair. So it's like extra further down. And I'm like, this
Yes.
is not. This
And
is
it's
not
only
good.
like what? No, it's not even an inch, half an inch, 3/4 of an
Yeah.
inch up, maybe.
Mhm.
But again, you're so used to living in your house without a baby gate for a year and a half.
Surprise.
You know, hey, watch out. And of course, the door is pretty skinny too. So you try to go up the stairs fast if you're, trying to run upstairs to get something quick and back down. You hit your hip, you hit your knee. Stricky, your phone's turned off.
Hey, Stricky, what time is it? You got that big watch on your wrist. What time is it?
Rolling on my wrist.
Hey, it's crazy.
I comes when I want. You understand me? Huh? You understands me?
I understands you.
Yeah. Okay.
Your mic's not on.
I don't care.
There he is.
There we go. Hey, Stricky.
Hey, Stricky.
I guess I'll turn it on since it's making noise anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Stricky, what time is it?
The champ is here.
Can we?
The champ is here.
It's not gonna answer the question.
What time is it, Stricky?
It's 1 o'clock.
In Vegas.
Yeah, in Mountain Time.
Yeah.
Next
I'll
week
be
it'll
there.
be 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, is it daylight savings time already?
No, Stricky's out later next week.
Strictly gone.
Oh, okay.
Brother.
Go ahead.
I tell you something, brother.
Come on, let us know.
This is how you win games. You understand me? You gotta be the man of the hour, the tower of power. That be Striggy the champ. You understand?
Stricky,
Okay, keep on.
if I were to ask you,
Finally got the camera switched on to you.
no, it's tricky. If I were to ask you to pick this game right now between Delaware State and Hawaii, Hawaii is a 40.5-point favorite. What would you say?
I have to say that is a no bet for me.
No, you have to. We're not betting. We're just picking.
We don't have no bets.
I am picking.
This is not financial advice.
I am picking the under.
No. Oh, so you think Delaware State covers 40.5?
I think they cover.
Okay, please turn off his mic because that is horrible to listen to. How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's up? You turned off my mic so you can't.
No, we can't.
No, it's on. I didn't turn
You're
it off.
good. Yeah, you're good.
I
What's
respect
up?
you.
What's up, my boy?
Not a whole lot. Just hanging in there. We're just about to finish up the crossover.
Yeah.
No, we're going. We're gonna keep going.
I did.
The champ says so.
Okay, I will.
Welcome in.
I will say this. I saw this tweet earlier this morning. Actually, I think on my drive in from work, and is now I'm getting the rainbow of death on my Mac.
Oh no.
Anyway, so it was the most expensive tuitions in high school football. Yeah. So this is a book. I had a bookmark. I'm starting to use my bookmarks a little bit more.
Bookmarks are awesome.
I'm starting to use bookmarks. Anyway, this comes from the Max Preps ranks their high school football programs, right? Obviously 1 through 25 nationally. And the top 10, number 1 in terms of annual tuition of the best private school football teams in America. Number 1, IMG Academy. If you had to guess, how much does it cost to, because that's a place where you live.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think it costs per year at IMG Academy, Stricky, in your former home state of Florida?
Yeah. Shout out to Daniel Santiago.
Okay.
One of my Bucks brothers.
Okay.
Puerto Rican. He's one of the Puerto Rican team members that
Rico's people.
Beat the. Remember when they beat the USA
Mm-hmm.
national team? Yeah, he was on that team.
Why
But
you hating?
he's there. He coaches there, and I'm gonna guesstimate $60,000.
You're off by $32,900.
$100,000?
$92,900 per year.
Oh my!
For annual tuition to IMG Academy.
You better get a scholarship,
right?
Or get that NIL.
Well,
working.
and in part of it, I think is that some of the thought process is if I invest in high school at a place like IMG Academy, they were just playing on ESPN's networks last night, that they're going to get an opportunity in college where they wouldn't have to pay for college. And that's what it feels
that is
like.
the investment.
It's the investment in that piece because you're putting yourself where there's eyes on you and coaches have relationships and there's
You're
a
gonna play a national
pre-established
schedule,
right? National competition. And it's essentially 4 extra years of college football. It feels like, because you're playing against other Division I talent every week.
And they have post grad also.
Yes.
So you can go there.
Yep.
So they have both. And yeah. So I almost thought about trying to coach there, but they I think it's what they're looking at. They're looking at, look, this is an early investment. I don't know how they work out their scholarship because I know all those kids aren't paying $90-something grand. I don't know how they grant or who's invested in it, who's the headships of those. But I'll tell you that they I don't know if they have a payback schedule, like if you make it or you get it. I don't know. So it's a wild thing to think about, but I think there's a few more of those types. I just don't think that they're
not that dramatic.
Not as expensive as that.
So number 2 on the list, Sierra Canyon out in California, $44,000. American Heritage in Florida, $42,000. Berkeley Prep, $33,000. St. Joseph's Prep, $27,000. Bergen Catholic in New Jersey, where Ramir Johnson went, $21,600. Mater Day, where Amon-Ra St. Brown went, $20,000.
You would know.
I would know. St. John Bosco, where DJ Uyunglele went, $17,000. And then Chaminade, $16,000.
Orange Lutheran.
That's in Hawaii.
Orange
Is
Lutheran
that
as
in
well.
Hawaii?
Chaminade is in Florida.
Okay, it's in Florida.
Chaminade College is Hawaii.
Yes.
Come on, Nick. I thought you were just going to name people who went to all these schools. Who went to Chaminade? Come on.
Oh, I could. I can't remember Chaminade. I know St. John Bosco was DJ Uyunglele. Real Mitchell also went there. I'm sure there's notable players obviously from Chaminade.
Chaminade High alumni.
Same with like American
this
Heritage.
One, let's see here.
You might have to do sport.
This is the one that's showing in New York.
Okay, hold on. So
I thought
Chaminade, Florida.
Orange Lutheran has Garrett Cole.
Okay.
Ryan Helinski.
Two Chaminade alumni. It says
Brandon Maurer.
Terrell Newby.
Oh, how about this? Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown went to Chaminade.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so Chaminade. Yeah, there's a lot here. Notable alumni: Marquise Brown,
Brad Kai. Oh, no, this is the New York one.
Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State.
Yep.
He's
There
going to
it
be
is.
good,
There it
guys.
is. Oh, he's
He's going to be so
Scary.
good.
Scary.
Dan Levitard went to Chaminade High School.
Oh, no.
Hey.
Your boy.
Not in a million years.
Your man.
No. Anyway, so yeah, I thought that was interesting though. IMG. I mean, there's a lot of notable alumni, obviously,
So
from there.
expensive.
So, but 92.9.
Well, now with NIL,
Mm.
you'll be fine. Because if you go there and then end up going to college, you're usually
Mhm.
pretty good. You get some good NIL. You'll be able to pay your parents back.
Yeah.
Isn't that where that 7'9" kid that went to
Yeah.
Florida?
The one that barely
That's
can
right.
jump.
Isn't
Yeah, he was
still-
there.
Didn't you tell me he was still growing?
That's what the doctors say.
That's
He's
ridiculous.
Are you
7'9",
freaking
300,
serious?
and he's still growing.
Oh, that's crazy.
See, that's the thing.
Like,
It's
they-
300
like-
is not bad if I'm, 6'8".
7'9", 300 is nothing.
That's not even right when he's in like junior high at 7 foot.
Mhm.
You know,
His
that's
head
not
is
even
touching
right.
the 8-foot rim.
Yeah, that's not even right. He
Yeah.
just went.
That's literally, he posts up and you just toss it to him. He scores all your points.
But the issue is, if he doesn't work on jumping, it's going to be a ill effect because there's just way too many athletic guys as you move up the ladder
Yeah.
and up the chain. So he's going to have to
It's like
work
the
on
Taco Fall
footwork.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
we love Taco Fall.
yeah. You
I
got to work
never
on your
think- I
footwork.
have
Never
I have nothing
forget
against
Taco
Taco.
not doing his job against Zion and Duke multiple times.
Hey,
leading to that 1-point
Do
victory.
you remember when Nebraska played Taco?
I do remember that. Yeah,
They played Taco.
they did down in Orlando.
They played Taco.
We love Taco Fall.
Taco Fall. Anyway, okay, so there's breaking news over the last 30 minutes or so. I'm sure you've seen this. The NCAA Football Oversight Committee, which I think Troy Dannon's a part of.
He was at one point.
He was at one point, is evaluating the elimination of the spring transfer portal window in college football. I'm sure you guys might mention that if you have some time. What else is coming up on the show?
Yeah,
there?
so that's going to be in the 3:00 hour. We're going to hit that and the top 100 transfers to watch. How many Nebraska
Yeah.
players made that list? It is 2. I bet you can guess who they are.
I bet I can.
Rick Pitino's office got burglarized
Oh,
last
no.
night.
Yes.
They stole a sword and a bullhorn from Rick
Yes,
Pitino's
they
office.
did.
So we're going to talk about that.
Dude, that's
Matt Rule's presser, John Cook's presser from yesterday,
Yeah.
some interesting stuff. And hey, I was telling you guys about it off air. Royals start their season stretch right now.
This
20
guy.
games
It's a
in
big
20
deal.
days determine playoff position.
guy.
So
The Cubs aren't out of it.
5.5 back.
They're only
It's
5.5
reachable.
back. We're good.
Thunder Not Cons. Tell
You're
your
not
5-year-old that I am his uncle.
We're out of here. On the Block, Stricken Austin is coming up next. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the college football. We'll talk about Hawaii, Delaware State on Monday.
Adios.
$93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, probably sunny skies with the high around 85. Tonight, probably cloudy skies, but showers and storms arrive late. See a low around 70. And tomorrow, decreasing cloud cover throughout the day. It'll be hot with the high around 95. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Looking for a place to host a one-of-a-kind private game day experience for your staff or clients? Courtyard Marriott downtown is just blocks from the stadium and steps away from all the fanfare. You'll enjoy use of an entire entertainment space, including outdoor courtyard, accommodations for 250-plus guests. Party starts 3 hours before kickoff, and they'll clean up while you go and enjoy the game. Call Courtyard Marriott at 402-904-4800 for more